Shilla boom, bada boom, bada boom, 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 boom. Let's talk about the fact that I went to an evangelist church. And when I say I went to an evangelist church, I mean this preacher was out of his ass, acting crazy. Right? It was a white church. Okay? Get that one thing straight. Right? These people I went with, right, asked for about $400 so they could take me again. Every time they wanted to take me again, right? So $400 for each time, right? They asked for about $1,000 each for 5 trips, $400 to $500 each time, right? But hold on, right? The preacher was like, "Oh, we're gonna have some money here. We're gonna do all this here, right? We're gonna get the devil out of the people who don't give us our money." Word for word, that, right? And the other people was like, "Oh, if they don't give us our money, it's gonna be a bad time for them, boy." It was a weird fucking experience. And that's a weird thing to say about a church, right? It was like in a little cul-de-sac. It wasn't even a church. It was a house that it was making into a church, right? It was so weird. It was so fucking weird, right? These people act like they was on drugs, right? Like they act like they was high out of their mind, and I mean that. Like they was straight out, like not just the preacher, the people helping him, right? Like they was all like, right? This is over, let's say, 13 years ago. So it's about 2012-ish, right? Okay. And hold on, but the whole road trip there, one of the kids was like, "It's gonna be fun," but one of the kids was like, "Do you have the money?" The parents was like, "Do you have the money?" And I'm like, "What money?" "Oh, just a couple more dollars." I'm like, "We're going to church. What the fuck do I need money for?" You know, and I'm thinking to myself, like, for the band that put the money in, they're like, "No, to like save your soul, to like make the church better." It felt like a goddamn cult. But quote for quote, that is what they said. To make the church better. When I say this story is weird, it is weird. It is out of the ballpark. Crazy. Right, and for years, one of the kids would deny that ever happening. He would deny it for years, and for years. But, like, no, my family never said that. They never did that. Yeah, well, you wasn't the one who had to deal with that fact. Okay, one more fact about this. Right, after they left, right, my mom was like, "Did they tell you anything about money?" "Yeah, they told me something about a couple $100 or so." Right, at first I thought they was talking about the money thing, and no, they was talking about the little money bowl, the churches give. No, they was talking about saving the church. Was it a church? No, it was a fucking house. It was a literal house about the same size as the junkyard house. Like, it was an actual house. It was not a church. Shape of a church. Now, I've seen houses. This place was a shack. This place was falling down. This looked like a freaking meth lab. Right? Okay? But hold on. Right? Like, the benches was falling apart. Right? Nothing about this screamed holy. Everything about this screamed, "Holy fuck, what am I doing here?" Like, it was horrible. Okay? Okay? And that's the truth. But hold on, let me get to the big part here. They said, and I quote, "If you don't give the money to us again, he won't ever go with us again." Right? And the dad he's really the stepdad to the kids, but said, it doesn't fucking matter if he goes or not. But the mom's like, come on, we're gonna go with him, we're holy people. but we love to have that money, because that money can help out the church and us.